In the 6th grade, when my friend came to me and said, "Hey, Andre, let's go sell drugs," I had no one to turn to say, "Is this a good idea?" I've been in solitary for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2.5 years in a cell by myself.
Our first story is the #1 prison comeback story in the world. Andre Norman was sentenced to nearly 100 years in prison at just 18 years old for serious criminal activity, from armed robbery to attempted murder. A natural leader, he quickly rose to prison boss before having an epiphany that would change his life and turn him from prisoner to professor. Watch.
My mom married a high school sweetheart and she had 2 kids. Then he went to prison for robbing banks. Then she met my dad, a local drug dealer, and she had 4 more kids. So there was 6 of us, mom, dad, in the house. I get to middle school and I find out that we're poor. I'm the poor kid, I'm the dirty clothes kid, I'm the old sneaky kid, I'm the free lunch kid, I'm the kid who ain't got a quarter in his pocket. In the 6th grade, when my friend came to me and said, "Hey, Andre, let's go sell drugs," I had no one to turn to say, "Is this a good idea?" We went to the park, we started selling weed, and it just progressed. And then we got arrested. It was like May 15th, and I stood in court for robbing a bunch of drug dealers. And they gave me 7 to 10, then they gave me 9 to 10, then they said 9 to 10, 2 10s, 2 15 and 20s, and a 5. And at 18 years old, at about 95 years total, they put me on a bus and drove me to the state penitentiary, where I was scared to death. I can't be scared, even though I'm scared. I can't show I'm scared. I have to live in here. So I decided, day 2, sign me up for the gang. And I just spent every day fighting, trying to prove myself. I made a lot of bad decisions. Now, I had people not help me make better decisions, but at the end of the day, I made the bad decisions. I've been in solitary for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2.5 years in a cell by myself. And you start confronting yourself. And I had a situation where I'm in another unit, and some friends of mine had gotten stabbed real bad in a riot, and I was gonna retaliate. But before I could retaliate, God spoke to me. He said, "Andre, don't do this life choice." I said, all my life, there's been no God. So when I get back to my cell, I'm like, okay, I can't stab nobody because that was my plan. So what am I gonna do now? And it didn't make sense to be in prison if I couldn't be a psychopath. 6.5 years into my first sentence, I said the first thing, I want to be free. Never said that before. I said, I'm gonna go home and be successful. I said, where do successful people come from? College. So I go home, go to college, and I'll be successful. And I picked a school called Harvard University. So I came out my cell the next day. I got my gang together. I said, yo, guys, I figured it out. They said, what's up? I said, I'm going home. I'm going to Harvard. I'm going to be successful. They was like, what? And I looked in the mirror. I said, what's inside of me that's stopping this dream from happening? And then I started working on that list.
Unbelievable. Welcome to DBL, Andre Norman.
Yes. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here. Erica, you're the bomb.
I love you, Andre. Thank you for being here.
Andre, it's an honor to talk to you, and I have to jump in, and I'm going to read this slowly so our audience understands what I'm about to say. Andre, after you had this epiphany of being successful, you went to your cell and made a list of all the things that were stopping you from attending Harvard University. How did you work that into your comeback, brother?
Well, first, I had to tell myself the truth, because I've been lying to myself for a long time that it was the system, it was this, it was that, it was never me. So when I finally realized that I was in charge of my life and my destiny, I looked in the mirror, I said, what's stopping me? I'm black, I'm a criminal, I'm angry, I'm poor, I can't read well, I'm in a gang, I'm in solitary confinement. I just made a list. Then I started saying, well, would Harvard take that person? And the answer was no. So I went back and got my GED. I said, would Harvard take that person? It was no. I went to anger management. I just went through the whole list trying to better myself so I can prepare myself, A, to be in a situation where I could be accepted to the place I said I wanted to be.
I love that, because that's a key, the troubleshooting aspect of it, where you realize all of the things that you are and all the things you want to be, and you kind of troubleshoot that checklist, which is amazing. You say success got in the way of you attending Harvard. Where was your first stop out of prison?
After doing 14 years, they let me out. I went to the parole office and I checked in. Then I left the parole office. I went to a juvenile center, because I used to run programs for juveniles in lockup when I was in prison, trying to help kids not go this path. And the little kid said, Dre, when you get out, will you come see us? So I promised him I'd come see him. So when I got out, I went to the juvenile center. They're like, yo, OG's here. So I go in and I talked to the kids for like 40 minutes, and I encouraged them, said, you're going to jail because somebody let you down, they hurt your feelings, you don't know how to manage, so you self-medicate. Let me show you how to help yourself. And I started teaching trauma-informed care 90 minutes after I got out of prison. Whoa. When I finished my first talk, they said, will you come back tomorrow? And it was, will you come back tomorrow? Then it was like, can you talk to the girls? Then can you talk to the white kids? Then it was just like, it just became my career and my job.
Wow. Can you come back tomorrow? And he just did the work. That's unbelievable.
I've been coming back.
You've been coming
Yes.
back every day. What ended up bringing you to Harvard? Like, out of all the places you threw a dart, tell me where that came from.
I realized successful people come from college. I'm actually from Boston, Massachusetts, and it's the only school I knew the name of.
Wow.
Wow.
So I picked the only school I knew the name of.
That's
I used to ride my skateboard there when I was a kid.
Wow. That's incredible.
So real quickly, I got to ask you this. You went from the guy everybody wrote off to the #1 prison comeback story. What's your message to people out there who are struggling?
My message to people who are out there struggling, don't let shame, don't let embarrassment, don't let anything stop you from asking for help. My biggest problem was I didn't ask for help. I refused to get counseling because I said I was okay, even though I wasn't. I lied to myself. I lied to my friends. I lied to my family. And I tried to judge the help. Don't judge the help, accept the help, and ask for help. And I guarantee you, your life will be better.
Wow.
The people on this show, the panelists care about you. That's why this show is happening. Reach out. Don't write a letter to say, hey, thank you for the show. Write a letter to say you need help. And I'm sure they can redirect you to a counseling center, a place that's willing to receive you. Because you're not alone.
You are incredible, Andre. Thank you so much. What an honor. DBL Nation, make sure you pick up a copy of Andre's book on Amazon called Ambassador of Hope. He wrote it on a legal pad in prison.
It's
unbelievable. Check out Andre's website and YouTube to find his training programs for people who are struggling. Thank you again, Andre. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank
We'll be
you.
right back.
Such an inspiration.
Thank you.
You did it.